is Katherine Moller, and we're here for another installment of Tips and Tricks. So today I would like to talk to you about playing fast. This past weekend was St. Patrick's Day, and so I did a gig at a local pub here in town. And my guitarist made a comment which is very, very true, which is that the faster I play, the more relaxed I am. And that is your first big tip for playing fast, is that you have to be relaxed. If you are tense at all, then you are just not going to be able to play fast. So this is one of those things where it's really hard to tell yourself to relax and to make that work, but you need to know that being tense and trying really hard really does not help. So it's good just to take a deep breath and just relax as much as you can. Now, the other piece of advice that I have for you for playing fast is much more practical in that it is easier to implement than the idea of being relaxed. And it is all about economy of motion. So if I am playing a fast tune, like for example, Devil's Dream, I really don't move very much. So my fingers stay pretty close to the strings, right? I'm not lifting my fingers way up, because the further you move your fingers away from the fingerboard, the further they have to move to get back. So you'll notice that I tend to keep my fingers quite close. And if there's any way that I can keep them on the string, like for this part, you'll notice my fingers are hardly moving at all. So they're always really curved, really close to the fingerboard, and if I can leave a finger on the string, then I do. And there's also the economy of motion in my bow. And you'll notice while I was playing that, I was using, like maybe this much bow, maybe a couple of inches. And so a lot of times you have the idea that you need to use a lot of bow. But the more bow you use, the harder it is to go fast. So if I'm using just a tiny little bit of bow, it allows me to go fast, and it lets me keep a focused sound too. You'll notice when I use those big bows and tried to go fast, there's a lot of squeaking. I don't know how well you can hear that online, but there is a lot of squeaking as I do that. So in order to keep really good sound and to keep control, use just tiny little bows, be as relaxed as possible, and make sure that your fingers move as little as possible. So I always joke with my students that I'm all about the economy of motion. I'm all about doing as little work as possible. So this is one of those cases. Use just a tiny amount of bow, move your fingers very little, and relax. And that will help you to play faster. So happy fiddling.